You a 1v1 against a Terran on Kulas Ravine. Unlike my last video, this is a win, and it demonstrates the power of rushing with lings when you get a good scout early. This was right after my other loss, and so I was really kind of focused on making sure I got a good scout, kept him busy, did a lot of harassing with my drone to slow him down, and it does prove pretty effective. So this is a relatively short game, it's only 9 minutes. I'll speed things up here at the start, just to get past the basic stuff that I go through every time. So I'm going to go ahead and extractor trick. I've been less prone to do a double extractor because it does put that overlord back, and while it gives you that second drone, you'll notice that I've got, this is something I want to point out to new Zerg players, I've got 2 larvae here, and the second you pop out that larva, which is one reason I think the extractor is so important, you start that second one. And so if I had went straight for the overlord, I would have had 3 larvae here, and I would have been sitting at exactly 13. But by doing the extractor trick, I got that larva started early, and you always want to keep at least 2 or only 2 larvae at the maximum on your hatcheries. And the reason for that is so you start your next larva. Especially once you get your queen out, just always keep your queens pumping larvae. I mean, I've had 15 or 20 larvae on 3 hatcheries before, and it's just great when a battle ends and you have 1,500 minerals and 700 gas, which you shouldn't really have, but when you have that, you can just pump out another army faster than anyone else. So you see that I'm harassing him with his SCVs here. He started a second barracks. He's going to go back to trying to get this one. I'm going to go back to harassing him again with the drone. So he stops it again. You know, he's busy down here. I go down here and start attacking this one. He's going to cancel it, so he's not on either of his barracks. Then he goes back to trying to build it again. You'll notice his SCV's at low health, and so I start attacking, and all of a sudden he's like, this SCV's going to die. And so I go after this one. I'm going to kill it here in just a second. There he goes. He moves it over to that, and boom. So he just lost an SCV. He's pretty capped on supplies, and I don't even think he realizes that he's building SCVs here. He's only going to be able to hit it with a single marine, and this first barracks is still not done. Meanwhile, I 14 pooled. I'm starting my queen here. I am at 18 supplies, and I go ahead and do the extractor to pop out a set of zerglings. And so I'm going to, somewhere here, I'm going to pop out some zerglings. I did it with that drone, but it's fine. Got the hatchery here, and he has started on his 3rd barracks. He knows he's kind of far behind, and he is silocked, and so he's got an SCV sitting here. He's kind of panicking, I bet. Starts 2 refineries as quickly as possible. He probably planned on kind of teching, but again, he doesn't have a lot of minerals to do anything, and so he's got another supply depot coming in. He's got some marines here, but I'm already way ahead of him. I've started the evolution chamber, and my plan here is to get zergling upgrades, get the evo chamber, upgrade them once to get that extra attack damage, and then overwhelm any marines he has. I mean, you can take out 15 or 20 marines real quick with some zerglings. So I'm speeding this up again. I got the drone here. I'm not sure if he's going to try to rush with something. I don't have a lot of defense. I do like to send a drone out to these other hatcheries and get a spine crawler. So I got that. I'm getting the gas here. I'm going to go ahead and pump out a bunch of units here, and I'm going to get this upgrade a little later. I start picking on this with the destructible rocks. Meanwhile, I've scouted him a few times. I want to make sure that he doesn't get more than like 20 marines. Once you've got 15 or 20 marines, they will generally pop all of your lings, even with an upgrade, because there's just such a bulk of them here. They'll just chew through your line of zerglings, because zerglings move in lines most of the time and not anything else. So I'm getting this so I can expand. I've already got this expansion. It's pumping out some drones. I pulled 1 drone off this to make sure that I had enough minerals. You can already see that I don't really need the gas. I did get banelings. I had scouted them a few times, noticed the marines, and so the plan is to send the zerglings in and then pop in with banelings. Once the zerglings are distracting, the banelings are just going to go in there, and he has a choice of attempting to run. And for any Terran players watching this, I will point out what you want to do here. It's very similar to when somebody Hellion rushes. If you have a lot of marines, banelings are not the smartest thing. They're not the smartest units. And so here I start popping out these in this, and I'm hiding here in this area. And so I got 6 banelings, which is plenty for the marines. He's going to get ready to attack here. He's getting his factory. He's got a tech lab, and he's getting stim pack. It looks like he's already picked up the marauder upgrade, but he has no marauders, and so he's already picked up that, no, not the marauder upgrade, sorry, he's got the marine armor. And so I'm going to go back here just a little bit. Did a pretty bad job of showing people what happened here. So we're getting these, and so he decides to move out. I scout him with a single ling. What I'm going to do is wait till he runs in here and pop all of those. And so you got to be real careful. I'm going to slow this down a lot, and so I'm going to pause it right here. So what he should have done in this case, you see all these Marines are dead. The second he saw banelings, he wanted to send all of his Marines back this direction running away. And you want to do the same thing you do with a Zerg. You see all these Zerglings? I surrounded him so he couldn't run away and he'd be focused, and I could just blow him up with these banelings. If you send a single Marine at a time, hopefully you can get 1 or 2 banelings to blow up on the Marines. And that's really the only chance he's going to have here, because he moved right into close proximity to these banelings. What he wants to do is suicide some of those Marines so that the banelings can't explode. Well, I still have 3 banelings. I'm going to go right in and kill off all these Marines. And because I got 3 banelings, I can put 1 baneling outside of each of these barracks. So the second that Marines pop out, they're going to get blown up. So I got a couple lings in here, and I'm going to spread these out, put 1 baneling on each. Just like that. 1 baneling on each. So the second Marines pop out, boom. And so they're going to blow up. I'm taking out his SCVs, and I am continuing to get Zerglings here. And so once I've got him on his heels, I'm just going to keep him there. Push him back. I did get the first upgrade, and I'm going for my second upgrade after this. I'm going to have to pop that in, but he just